Hi everyone, my name's Lisa. I'm a garden educator. Welcome back to my show, Garden with Lisa. It's spring in the garden. It's a great time for us to transplant some of our cool season starts. And I've got some beautiful little sugar snap peas that I'm going to plant into this container. These are called Sugar Ann, and they're a dwarf sugar snap pea. They just grow to be about 2.5 or 3 feet tall, so they're perfect for a container. Now this pot has about 7 or 8 plants in it, and I'm going to pull them apart and space them evenly around this pot. I can go ahead and carefully take, oh my goodness, look how old these are. These were probably planted about 6 weeks ago. It's early April in my garden, and these will love to be in my garden. I can go ahead and just pull them apart. And I'm going to keep them in pairs just so they have a partner to support themselves. That way they won't lean over so much. And it's a pretty small container. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 together and put them just like that. I've got these 2, same thing. Put them together right there. And I've got enough for 2 more places. I've got a single and a couple together, so I'm going to fill the rest of the space. My soil is perfectly moist and nice and loose, so it's easy to just put those starts right in there. I'm going to just make sure the soil looks nice and level, and that's great. I should take that tag. Where is it? Oh, here's the tag, so I know what I planted here. Now, although these are a dwarf variety, they'll get about this high, and I am going to construct a little bit of a trellis around here so that they have a way to just stay standing, and I can separate them out so that they have lots of air circulation. We'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to make that trellis another time. We're going to head out and do some more transplanting now. Hi everyone. We're still transplanting our cool season crops. I'm going to transplant some beautiful lettuce starts in this container. These lettuce are really nice looking. Look how beautiful they are. And in this pot, each one of the cells has just 1 plant. So it's going to make it really easy. I'll just push that out. And look, I've got a nice little package, easy to plant right in my container. I'm going to put 4 of them in this large container, and I'm going to have 4 big heads of lettuce in a few weeks. Now, always when I transplant, I make sure I transplant to the same depth that the plants were in their container. I don't want to plant them too high or too low. And I like to get everything ready so that when it's time to plant, I'm ready to go. The plants spend very little time out of their container before they go into the pot. All right, there they go. And we'll check back on those and see how they grow as we get into the season. All right, we're still transplanting our cool season crops, and now's a great time to transplant any of your culinary herbs. I got this lovely little parsley start, and I want to put it in this container where my dino kale is growing. And I've shown you this throughout. These are going to open up and become flowers. I decided I am not going to save the seeds for these, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them, and I'll pick off the leaves and make some dinner out of those. But I can go ahead and pull those plants right out of there. I can go ahead and pull out all of the weeds. And right now the soil is just so soft and wet and wonderful that I don't even really need to use a tool. I had some rocks I put in there. That's where I put all the rocks I find when I'm picking rocks and stones out of the garden. I just put them in the pots to keep them out from underfoot. Now there's a tiny little volunteer. That's another word for a weed. Right here, it's a little sorrel, I think, and it's so pretty. I think it will share the space nicely with my parsley. We'll see. I can always come back and remove that if I need to later on. All right, that's looking good. I don't really want to disturb the soil too much. I don't want to stir too many seeds around. Now, this is another little technique for transplanting. What I want to do, remember, same height as in the container, so I can dig my hole right in the middle of this and then measure to make sure it's the right size. Oh, that looks perfect. Then I'll take my tag out. Always good to know what you're planting. And again, I'll just tip that out and let's see what the roots look like. Oh my goodness. Now those are some pretty developed roots. I'm going to go ahead and just stretch those out a little bit to encourage them to grow. And then I can hang that right in the pot just at the same level it was in its original container. And there you go. That's how we transplant some of our cool season culinary herbs. All right, whenever I want to transplant my starts, I want to do it early in the morning or in the evening or on a cloudy, cool day. I want to give these plants the best chance of making a new start. It's so unnatural for a plant to move from one place to another. So whenever we transplant, we want to give the plants all we can, all the support we can. So what I like to do is after I transplant, I like to water in with some seaweed extract. I just pour that in my water, in my watering can, and then I water my new transplants. The seaweed extract is going to help that plant start to grow roots and take up nutrients. It's going to cushion it against the shock of transplanting so that it bounces back quickly and grows faster after this transplanting. I've transplanted some of my cool season crops. And the days are warming up, but our nights are still pretty cold. So I'm going to cover them up with a little bit of this floating row cover, just to give them a little protection against the nighttime cold. It sure has been fun transplanting cool season crops. Be sure to visit my webpage at Garden with Lisa, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and like my Facebook page, Garden with Lisa. Keep coming back. We're making a garden.